Hello everyone, Travis Garrison here from the Crossover Talk Show where we're talking sports and life. Earlier today we had young student athlete, determined quarterback Melvindrick Johnson from Millsaps College. Be sure to tune in. Here's the second part of the interview. For the rest of the interview, you can go to www.thecrossovertalkshow.com. Here's the second part of that interview right here. Welcome back to the Crossover Talk Show. I'm your host, Travis Garrison, where we're talking sports and life. One of our biggest things here, we want to highlight the young athletes that's coming forth, our future student athletes. We have Melvindrick Johnson from Mississippi. Welcome back to the show, man.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna get before we end the show. I'm gonna say your name correctly, man. We're going. That's the goal before the show is over.
All right, I'm with it.
But nah, so before we cut the break, we was talking a little bit about your transition from lineman to becoming a quarterback. So now you're in college. What was that transition like from high school football to college football that you noticed?
See, from the start, I started from scratch one. I had to learn how to do a 3-step drop and all that. So I was already behind the 8 ball. The transition it was faster. The difference is it was faster. You had to learn how to manage time from the film to practice to eating. All that played a role. So everything was just faster.
Right. And that, man, I'm still amazed about that transition because, like you said, you had to learn. Like, it wasn't how, like you said, some guys they have quarterback coaches, or they've been playing quarterback since they was a young kid. You saying you basically just started your junior year in high school, and now you're here being basically a starter quarterback at your college. I mean, that just, like I said, that just says a lot about you and your character and your determination. Like, did you still, like, was it a quick transition? I know it was difficult, but was it, because, I mean, you're talking about your junior in high school, now you're in college, so that's like a 2-year, 3-year difference. So, I mean, but you must pick up things fast.
Yeah, I had to. I had to. Either if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
Because I'm just grateful the coach took the time to show me, took the time to teach me everything because he knew where I came from. Like, it wasn't that many resources. And once I moved to Memphis, I got with Coach K. He taught me a lot.
That's awesome, man. So what are some of your highlights on and off the field that you even had so far at your college?
Let me see. Winning the intramural championship game in basketball, but then it was all about leadership, though.
Okay.
Like I said, that's probably my biggest. Like, I had to learn how to lead fast because coming in, at quarterback, people got to look up to you. They got to trust you. So, like, once I got in, I just had to hop in and learn, stick to my core values.
Right. And absolutely, and like you said, that leadership is a huge, like, quarterback. You're the captain. You're the person that everybody goes to for guidance. I mean, you have to see the whole field. Like you said, that leadership thing is huge. And I definitely appreciate you saying that in regards to that was something, because you're a leader on the field and off the field, because you lead by example. You're a role model.
Yes,
Your teammates look up to you. They look up to you for guidance to lead the team. So that's definitely huge. So, man, like I said, I definitely commend you on that. Do you have plans, or would you like to? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but do you have plans, or you would like to play, on the next level?
Most deaf. I'm just grateful for the opportunities that I got right now. So I'm just gonna live in the moment, and once it comes, I get there.
Absolutely. And that, man, like I said, because of your character and your determination and how quick you pick up things, which is huge on the next level. I mean, I think that shouldn't be a problem for you. But God forbid, obviously we wishing you the best, and we hope that works out for you. If that does not work out for you, what else do you have in mind that you would like to do?
So before this interview, I just got an email. I got my internship at the University of Memphis for a strength and conditioning job. So yeah, so I either go into strength and conditioning, or I'd rather be a coach, because if I'm coaching, I still be around the game, and some of the greatest coaches create great athletes. So I want to be the motivation to somebody else.
Man, I love that, man. I love that. I think that's huge, man. That leadership, that, because like you're saying, all your experiences, things that you learned can basically roll over and be great for another young kid or a young person. So I love that, man. I'm gonna read a quote that you had, and I want you to talk a little bit more about that. You said one thing I like the most is the challenge on and off the field. Millsaps is one of the top private schools in Mississippi and is big on education. You mentioned that. What are some of the challenges that you had on and off the field at Millsap? And like, what did you mean by that quote?
See, time management here is big. So it's like teach, like I said, education first. So teachers literally put education first, no matter if you have football practice, all that. So like it's big on that. So like once I had the coming from my other school, JUCO, where it's like it's a mixture of all of it. It's a little smaller school, Mississippi Delta. So it was just like I balanced it out well. But once I got here, it was more work that I had to do off the field than on the field. So it
Mm,
was like time management and things of that nature.
got you. Man, that's like a lot of colleges don't have that. You know, they if you're an athlete, they're gonna look past what you got going on education, education wise. So they may give you a pass or give you a little leeway. But you saying your school, it don't matter if you're a star athlete or nothing. You gonna get these grades.
You gonna
you
you gonna do that work.
gonna get this education. Hey man, that's huge, and that's going to play a big pivotal role, not just in your career and football wise, but just in life period. Because I mean, what they technically doing, they're preparing you for life, and I think that's bigger than anything.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you like most about Millsap College? Like, what is the most thing that you like, man? But I know you mentioned time management and basically teaching you the leadership part of everything. Is that one of the things that you like most about it, or is it something else that you could pinpoint?
I like that it's small. So it's like it's small, so I can like branch out. I can be myself. Like I ain't really gotta like be out socially because the campus is like so small. Well, it's not small, but it's a nice little campus. So it's just like everybody. It's like family oriented. So that's
Man,
what I like about it.
that's great. That's great. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to get back to Melvindrick Johnson, but before we do that, we're going to watch a quick highlight of Melvindrick Johnson doing his thing on the football field.
Okay, now, hey, you got it right this time too.
Welcome back to the Crossover Talk Show. I'm your host, Travis Garrison, where we're talking sports and life. We got Melvindrick Johnson here from Mississippi. Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Um, so now that we're back, tell us a little bit about your personal side of things. When you ain't playing football and being a leader on the field, what are some of the things that you like to do off the field?
Here doing schoolwork. Other than that, if I'm not doing schoolwork, I'm probably just chilling with my girl, playing a game or something like that. It's really nothing too big.
Right. Absolutely. Now that's like I said, that's definitely key, especially as a college student. I know how it is being an athlete, in college and the things that we may go through and deal with. How do you stay focused? I know you said the schoolwork is tough and they keep you focused, but what are some of the other things that basically keep you from the outside distractions? Because when you're an athlete, I mean, you had those outside distractions that come along from all different sources. I know you said you have a girlfriend, so I know that's definitely that helps a lot because that keep you focused,
Yeah.
not distracted by those things. But what are some of the other things that basically help you keeps you focused?
God, really. God. That's my biggest connection. And say you're a reflection of your connection. So I try to get closer to him. Even when I feel like I don't have time, I probably say a quick prayer or something. It keep me away from all my distractions. I really don't try to focus on distractions.
And that's one of the key things that this whole throughout this whole interview that you say in regards to keeping God first. Because I think that especially if we have a gift for us, especially in putting us in a position to lead. I mean, off the court, I mean off the field, and in your personal life, that could do a lot. Like you say, you're a role model. People are watching you and all your moves, and our gifts come from God. And I
Yes,
know
sir.
that, and He's going to lead us and guide us in the direct our paths, and He's doing that with you. And I definitely commend you. Like I said, man, it seems like you very focused and goal driven young man. And I know that He got great things for you in your life. So I definitely commend you on that for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything that you wish somebody would have told you before you got to college? Like, man, I wish I would have known this before I got here, or things would have been different.
Work now, play later. That's the only thing I gotta say. Work now, play later. Cause I came in, I went to JUCO, so it was just like everything was all willy nilly fun. We had Mississippi Valley right down the street, so we out partying and things of that nature. I really didn't fall off, but like it was a little slackage in my education part. But other than that, it was just cool. I just had to get right.
Right. Absolutely, man. And like I said, that's definitely what you hit the nail on the coffin with that one when you said work now, play later, and that's something that I messed up at. It was play later, play now, work later. For me, man. And
Yes, sir.
that I walked into college. I walked into college, man. It was strictly. I was just. I tell people all now I got caught up in a whirlwind. Being a star player coming in on the campus where they just won a national championship. I was like, and all the attention and things that came with that. I definitely wasn't prepared for that. But you live and learn. You live and learn,
Yeah.
and you know, so and I know, like I said, that's one of the things I'll tell my younger self, is that like you said, work hard
Work
now
now.
and play later. Much later if you can. So
Yeah.
what is something that you would tell your younger self?
Don't let the distractions get to you, man, because times can get hard. You just got to keep pushing. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Just keep going.
Absolutely, 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 man. I love that, man. I appreciate you, young fella, man. Keep working, keep going after your dreams, your goals, man. You got a bright future ahead of you. I'm telling you that right now, just off our conversation. So, man, good luck to you to the future. Melvindrick Johnson, watch out for him. You got a lot of things coming his way. Be sure to keep in touch with him and continue watching his journey. It's gonna be a special young thing.
So thank you for having me.
Man, no problem. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Travis Garrison here. Welcome back to the Crossover Talk Show where we talking sports and life. Got a very special guest with me right now, DMV native, Super Bowl champ, Ryan Smith. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Nah, man. It's an honor to have you here in the studio with us. We're real big on supporting and promoting our own. You know what I mean?
For sure,
And you're a Super Bowl champ, man.
Yeah, that shit wild.
Hey, so you went to Henry Wise Junior High School, you know, and you played 2 sports.
Yeah.
How was that, man? I see. The thing is, I know a lot of football players, you know, want to be basketball players.
Nah, what's up?
So, I mean, was you good at basketball?
I was like that. I'm still like that for sure. Like, nah, honestly, when I was younger, my mom put us in all the sports. And basketball was the one I really liked for real. Football was like, all right, I'm just play it. I never took it serious.
Right.
I got to high school, I stopped playing football.
Okay.
I continued to play basketball.
Right.
So I think my junior year, I tried to play football again, but I ain't had the grades. So I'm like, damn. So I went to night school and all that to get my grades back up. And then my senior year, I got the grades to play.
Right.
So I just did that, did my thing there. And I figured football, it holds more players on the team.
Right.
So I got a better chance of, you know, making it to football. I'm only 6 feet, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I was 6 men off the bench, you know, coach, he had his favorites or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just took the football route.
Yeah.
But I still hoop though. So anybody can get it.
Hey, nah, that's awesome, man. But that's crazy. So you saying basically, so you just started playing football your senior year in high school?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't taking football serious. I played Pop 1 and all that, and I stopped playing football my high school career. I ain't really like it. I was like, I'm playing basketball.
So you just said you made a decision. The only reason you made that decision to play football was because they had more positions on.
Yeah, and I knew I was good. I just didn't take it serious.
Right.
So I figured, you know, I got a better shot at making it on football because we got like 50-something people on the team.
Right.
So it was like basketball whole, 12, 11?
Hey man, that's a crazy story in the sense of, because I know where you ended up at now. You know what I mean? But so and you talked about it a little bit too. Some of the younger players need to hear it too, man. When you're talking about them grades,
Yeah,
you know them grades, man, and basically how if you ain't got the grades, I don't care how good you are,
you can't play. you can't play. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and then my coach, my football coach, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to get me to play because he heard about me prior, you know, how I could play.
Right.
He was trying to get me on the team, but like I really ain't had the grades.
Right.
So I had to do what I had to do to get the grades so I can play. You know, if I ain't do that, I wouldn't be here today.
Right.
Just because, you know, you need the grades to play. That's just the rules.
Right. And man, I tell kids all the time, I be like, man, when I was in high school, I was a highly ranked basketball player throughout my whole high school career. But I ain't go to no basketball camps in the summertime. Because I was in summer school every summer.
Dang.
I was in summer school every.
That hurt too.
Man,
that hurts because you know.
My coach was like, nah, because I could not miss summer school because I was ineligible, so I had to get the grades. Man, it was one time I had got offered to go play at the USA Junior Olympics. Over there, couldn't go because of my grades. I played. When I finally got the chance to go play played ABC summer camp.
Yeah.
My first time playing, going into my senior year, killed it the whole summer camp. Made All-Star game. Couldn't even play, and I had to go back to summer school. So hey,
kids don't do that. Get your grades right.
So I tell kids, that's a painful thing. I tell kids all the time, man. Like, gotta get them grades, man. That's one thing that, you know, I regret going in my career, like not having that opportunity, because that's when you meet all those guys that you end up playing against in college, in the NBA or whatever, you know, overseas or professionally, whatever. You meet them during the summertime.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things. So I missed out on a lot of those opportunities because.
So we both did.
Great.
We both did. I told my mom I didn't want to go to college.
Right.
I decided to go to college my junior year. Like this happened, man. It's crazy.
Right, and that's crazy because you ended up attending North Carolina Central University, which is HBCU. Was that like, did you pursue like you're like, I'm going to HBCU, or you just like?
I'm gonna keep it a bang. Like, nah, I didn't. I knew nothing about HBCUs growing up. And you know, growing up, all you hear is about the big schools. You playing NCAA on the game.
Right.
You see all big schools. You don't see no HBCUs on the game. You know what I'm saying? So you see Clemson, Florida State, Alabama, right? So coming up, when Central came to recruit me, I never knew who they were. I was like, I don't know who this is.
Right,
so I had like local schools like Townsend and Old Dominion, Villanova, I think was trying to recruit me. Schools like that I heard of.
Right.
And it was close to home. So I was trying to go there. So when Central came, I was like, I'm not going there.
Right.
Fast forward, Central was the only school that gave me that even like really 100% pursued me. Right. Other schools were talking.
Right.
They didn't offer nothing. Right. So all these schools like my grades. Right. All these schools told me if I go to take the SAT and get a certain score, they would come back and offer me.
Right.
Man, I went and did that. I took the SAT 3 different times. I got a high score each time. Passed what they wanted me to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when the time came to offer, they never offered. Central came. They was like, yeah, we're going to bring around on the visit.
Right.
Cool. Went on the visit. After the visit, they came back, was like, we don't got no money for them. So I'm like, damn, I had no offers at all. So I asked my mom, I'm like, yo, how we gonna do this? Like, I'm trying to play ball. I was going to walk on to Townsend.
Right.
My dad knew the D coordinator at Central.
Right.
He called him, put in a good word with the head coach. They gave me some money. So I just went there, and then I did my thing. I went on a partial scholarship. Then after my freshman year, I earned my full scholarship. And then, yeah, I just did my thing.
Hey, like we said, we go back to the keys that we're talking about in the sense of education.
Yeah.
Getting the grades. You know, I took something I'm not proud of, but I took the SAT score. I mean, SATs probably like 6 times, man.
6?
Yeah. I was, because on top of me not having good grades,
yeah,
you know, I was trying to get the minimum. And I passed on my last try. The last try.
Oh, for real?
Man, the last time I had to like pass in order to go, because I think whatever time that is, my senior year, I had to pass that time. So I passed that time, but I still had to go to summer school after I graduated.
Oh, you was going to summer school your whole high
school. I had to go to summer school. I had to go to summer school after I graduated to get my actual diploma.
After you graduated?
After I graduated. So I couldn't get I didn't even have my diploma. Like, so let me walk.
That's a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. So, and you saying how, man, you got an interesting story, man. So you saying basically you went from not even wanting to go to college to like getting recruited. And like you said, the same thing went for me. You know, I had schools like the Georgia Tech, Notre Dame's, all those schools was recruiting me, but I ain't had the grades to get in. So they wanted me, but even if I like wanted to go to Georgia Tech, they was like, all right, well, your grades, you ain't have the exact grades that you need to get in.
That's a bittersweet situation right there. Like,
so
they love me, but they can't get me.
Exactly. So, but that's a situation that we put ourselves in that we didn't have to put ourselves in.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
so it's
facts.
like, and that's why we're in a position right now, you know, being somebody like in your position, where the kids to listen to, they can hear your story, and you can talk about how, dang, if I would have focused more, if I really would have put the work in, you know, or the grades in, I could have probably went to a school, but it ended up working out in your favor.
Thank God.
But, you know what I mean? But in the same sense that it's like, you know, me talking about, it's like the gamble of it all. You know what I mean? So definitely, what do you think now in regards to the HBCUs? You see where the direction is moving in. You see more bigger names. 5-star athletes, especially, you know, like guys like Deion Sanders, you know, at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And you seeing what he's doing. What do you think about all that and everything that's happening with that when the HBCU is basically getting put on the map because of people like him, you know, basically voicing his word and basically putting them in situations like that.
Yeah, I think people been trying to, you know, get HBCUs on the map, but the way the world is, you know what I'm saying, like, you need somebody with a big name to, like, really pop it off.
Right.
And I think that's what he did, and he's doing a great thing doing that. But it's like, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been ballers at HBCUs.
Right.
But, like, everybody is so focused on the big schools, and that's how the world is, and unfortunately, but it's like, just because that school bigger don't mean, you know, you don't have better talent at a smaller school.
Right.
And everybody's situation different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm glad that, you know, it started to get put on the map. People paying more attention to it, and I think it's a good thing for sure.
No, absolutely. Like you said before, like you said, and you continue to see time out again, in the sense of that there's, like you said, there's been ballers at these schools, but nobody never really paid attention to them.
They think like, you know, the competition then is good, which is sort of true because, you know, you got. Everybody want to go to the bigger school,
right?
But you got some dogs at HBCU or smaller schools, period,
right?
That don't get that recognition,
right.
And it sucks. But like I said, man, what Deion doing, he's making the HBCUs more known, and kids want to go to HBCUs. And I feel like, I got out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Nobody even thought about Central. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think about Central coming out, and that's just honest the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks, but it's just reality. So this day and age, like, it's getting a lot better.
Right, and that's, I mean, you like I said, you see it, like, especially you talking about football, and then we see it in basketball in the sense of guys that's coming out of JUCO, going straight to the league. You know, guys that's taking different routes. But like you said before, and like we were starting to notice, is that it's not that these guys couldn't play on a high level. They probably just didn't had the grades.
You know what I'm saying?
So they had to go the JUCO route or go a smaller school route, a small school, because they couldn't get into the bigger school.
Or they started late. Nobody believed in them for real. You know, everybody, like I said, everybody's situation different.
Right.
You know, our situation is different. You know,
right.
So.
No, absolutely. And you talking about got out the mud, man. You talking about. You said team records.
Yeah.
Hey, my guy said team records. He went from playing basketball to just going on a football team because it had more roster spots.
Literally.
So he kind of just wanted to just do it because he wanted to play a sport and he wanted to fill roster spots. But my guy ended up going to college.
Yeah.
Ended up 168 solo tackles, 28.1 kickoff return yard average. Finished 6th in overall tackles, 263. Tied 11th in passes, defended with 31 among others. Well, among others that you accomplished, man. Like, you talking about getting out of the mud. That's that DMV thing.
Nah,
right
for
there.
sure. Nah, 100%. This is crazy. That kick return y'all, this thing. Yeah. I could have had way more. They stopped kicking to me. I kept gassing them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love that kickoff return stuff. It was fun.
Nah, absolutely, man. And that's like I said, man. Like your story alone, off of what what you guys just learned. I mean, it's inspirational. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know that or not, man, because. Like I said, I didn't even know that until I learned that. But you talking about like you just play football because of just whatever, you know what I mean? But like, man, you accomplished so much because you had that determining factor. So you was determined to be successful.
100%. I got to, man. You know my mom always told me growing up, like, I'm good with my money. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to make money.
Right.
Growing up, I had one job at Papa John's. But before that, I was doing anything just to make some bread. I go to people's houses, knock on their door, kind of cut your grass, you know what I'm saying, wash your car.
Right.
Any little thing that's going to make me some money. And I was good with saving, too. Right. As I got older, of course, you can't do it all your life.
Right.
But I got older, I need a job, make some money. Like college, my refund check, I say that, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be successful. I wanted to provide, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my mentality.
So, and go to that. I'm pretty much you probably just answered that, but so your motivation, because like I said, man, you was obviously killing it on the football field. So your motivation was you just wanted to be successful.
I want to be successful. I wanted to prove myself right, prove the doubters wrong. Because you coming into Central, nobody believe you're going to go to the NFL. Like, everybody says that before me. Right. I came saying it. They like, what makes you different? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just that was my determining factor for real. Just prove myself right, prove everybody else wrong, and just, I guess, be a legend, low key too.
Hey, so we're gonna talk about. We talked about it from in your high school perspective, but like in regards to college, being a student athlete, I know how my balance was. How was balancing? You was killing on, like I said, you was killing on the football field, but I mean, you're still a student at the same time. So you got to get the grades. You got to make sure you take care of your schoolwork. Yeah. You got to stay focused. So how was that balance in regards to being a student athlete for you?
At first, it was new. It was. Because it wasn't like high school. I had to adapt to it. The more people you know, the more relationships you build. It kind of made it easier. You got upperclassmen showing you the ropes, how to move and stuff like that. You meet people. They might help you with your work. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, it got really easy. And then, like I said, I got my character spoke for itself. So it just made my transition a lot easier.
Right. So, what is something that you wish you would have known going to college? Because, like I said, at one point you said you didn't even want to go to college.
Yeah.
But now you end up you're a student athlete at college, playing football. What was something that when you were done, like, man, dang, I wish I'd have known that before
it's some I can't really think of nothing off the top of my head, but I will say that I'm glad I didn't know nothing because. When I did go through things, you know what I'm saying, I was able to learn from it. And then, like, me being on my own, I was able to adapt and just, like, get ready for the real world. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, it's funny, I asked that question to other people. I would say, like, when y'all graduated, would y'all do college over again? Would y'all go knowing what y'all know, or would y'all go in there blind again? And most answers were, they were going in blind because they learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Right. They know if they knew what they knew now, going back to college, it wouldn't be as fun. It was like you was moving, not knowing what the next move was. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, I guess, it's preparing you for life itself. Right. And I like that.
Yeah, man, that's I like the way you did that, man. Worded that in the sense of, if you knew what you knew now, would you go back and change anything? Man, because I made so many poor choices when I was in college. I'm talking like a ton of them.
Of course you did.
You know what I mean?
Did, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then, like I said, man, people would tell me stuff until you actually experience it for yourself.
Exactly. You gotta go through it first.
And then it's like, but now, like you said, because you went through it, you can go back and tell the younger folks and give them that knowledge and understanding. Like, man, look here. Trust me, I've been through it. I've been that route. I went this route, and this how it turned out. And I went that route, and this how it turned out. You know what I mean? But like you said, if you didn't never go through it,
you want to learn from. You want to be the person you are today.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know everything. Right. You're gonna go through our life thinking you know everything. Right. It's not how life works. Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, like I said, going back, I love your story, man. The more I start knowing more about it, you got your degree. In criminal justice. Yeah. What made you go that route? What made you go and pursue criminal justice?
Well, my mom is in that field, and I figured, just coming out, I'm like, in my heart, I knew I had to play a sport. That's just who I am, right? But I knew, like, God forbid, that didn't work. My mom's in that field, so I figured she got some connects, you know what I'm saying, to get me through a little bit. Not like cheated, but like just put a good word in for me. Like, I'm her son, and I like guns. I feel like, being a police officer, FBI agent, I'm still like getting active in a way. It's still like an active thing to do. I can't be no 9-to-5 dude or in the office. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, God forbid, I don't play ball. That's my backup plan. But I always knew, like, even if I didn't get drafted, I always said, I'm going to the league. I might not get drafted, cool. Once my foot get in the door, it's over. That was my mentality. So.
I love that, man. Now, like you said, you got it from the mud.
Yeah,
man,
literally.
Literally. and now you play your first football game with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. First of all, you sign that contract. What was that like? Going from, I don't even know if I want to play football, I'm just doing it because they got more roster spots, to you actually on the team now. What was that feeling like?
Man, it's a blessing.
Getting it from how you got it.
It was a blessing. It's crazy because I was getting so much hype coming out of college. Mind you, I'm the only one in that whole triangle ever to get drafted. Like Duke, North Carolina, NC State, nobody got drafted that year but me.
Wow.
Secondly, when I got that phone call, man, it was crazy because, like I said, I got so much hype. I thought I was going like second or third, honestly. Like, and that's the thing I told you earlier. It sound good until that pen hit that paper.
Exactly.
So I didn't get drafted the third round. I went in my room. I started crying. I started praying. I got the phone call the third day. It was just like a relief, like a weight off my shoulders. Like, yo, I can really provide for my family now. Like, I'm the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all need, I got y'all. And like, my word held true. You know what I'm saying? When I signed that contract, I did everything I said I was gonna do for my family, like everything. So it was just a blessing to say what I was gonna do, and I really did it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't say they did that, especially from coming from HBCU. And it was just a blessing.
Man, hey. Very inspirational story here. I hope y'all paying attention, especially y'all young kids. I hope y'all listening and tuning in. Anybody that's going through anything, that's going after the grind, I hope y'all listening and paying attention, because this is very inspirational and motivational, even to me, man.
Appreciate
because 2020,
yeah,
you playing for Tampa Bay. I got Tom Brady now.
Yeah.
How was that? First of all, how was that when you got that call, when you found out that he was joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
I was like, damn, we going to playoffs for sure. That's a given. Super Bowl, you never really think about Super Bowl. I mean, you think about it, yeah. That's the ultimate goal when you playing the Super Bowl. But it's like, yo, we really might go to the Super Bowl this year because we always had the talent. We just needed a little extra piece. You know what I'm saying? So it was. But I'm not like a starstruck type of dude. You put your pants on like I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're a great player. But I don't really get starstruck. Oh my God, we got Tom Brady. It's like, man, we got Tom Brady.
Right.
It's cool.
Man, that's dope. And then, like you said, y'all ended up going to playoffs 2020.
Yeah.
What was it like playing in your first playoff game?
It was dope. The atmosphere was definitely different from regular season, though.
Right.
Definitely different. I can't describe it. You have to be there.
Right.
It's just different. It felt good, continue to play in January. My first 4 years, we was out early. You know what I'm saying? We over here planning for the New Year's Eve party.
Right. Wow, yeah.
That year we weren't doing that.
Right.
Everybody tuned in.
Right.
So that was cool.
Then obviously y'all the playoffs, y'all win that Super Bowl. Man.
Yeah. I can't describe it. I can't. You got to be there. Like it's not. Yeah, it's just another game, but man, the atmosphere, it was at home. Walking in the locker room did not feel like our regular locker room. Everything was just different. It was crazy. I got my first jitters when we walked on the field. Prior to that, was cool. I said, I'm about to do my thing. Walked on the field. Alright, we out here now. It's real. You know what I'm saying? So in the parade, best time of my life. Best time of my life. I'm gonna just say best time of my life. It was lit.
Man, I can say, man, I can only imagine, man. Like I said, your story, man, is very inspirational, man, and it's very touching, man, and it needed to be heard. It needs to be heard. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, man, just everything that you've been through, how you got it, how you got there, and what you achieved so far, what you're achieving still.
Yeah.
Man, it's amazing, man. So much props to you.
Appreciate it.
And real quick, I know you said after your pro career you wanted to be a model.
Yeah. I'm trying to get into like some modeling and acting type stuff.
Yeah.
I just found out that I have that in me.
Yeah.
Literally like a year or two ago. Because I'm not really like, I don't like being in front of the camera. I don't like being like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't like doing that. I get nervous. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, I'm starting to get used to it. And like, I think I'm a pretty funny guy. So I'm trying to weed my way through that. You know what I'm saying?
So that's another challenge for you, basically. Like you say, you don't like being in front of the camera, but you know if you're modeling, you acting. I mean, everybody, all eyes gonna be on you.
Yeah, all eyes on me. But I can be myself. If I can be myself, I'm cool. I'm a goofy type, funny type nigga. So my bad, dude. So yeah. So that we'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Now, anybody in particular like you, like man, shoot, I wanna model for this company, or I wanna should be dope if I can be in this movie or this show. Like,
I don't even know. I don't even know about them type of stuff. Like the type of industries. Like I don't be knowing like what stuff be called. My agent just let me know like we got this opportunity for you. Right. And I be like bet. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully just somebody see it.
Right.
Just like my TikTok, I do TikTok, so like hopefully somebody gonna see it and it works out for me.
Right. Like I said, man. And one last thing before I let you go, because like I said, man, very inspirational story, man. Like definitely, man. I hope that you continue to let people know. I know you have your camp.
Yeah, I be having camps.
So give us a little information on your camps and how they can find out information about that.
This year, I haven't set it up yet.
Okay.
But I have been doing annual camps. I haven't done one in the last 2 years, I think it was. But the first 3 I did, man, were pretty dope. When I do come out with one, I would definitely let you guys know.
Okay.
I don't have any information right now, but when I do, I'll let you know.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, very dope story, man. Definitely keep going and achieving. Obviously, man, you know, with the LA Chargers now.
Mm-hmm.
LA Chargers now. So, you know, another chapter in that book.
Yeah.
You are a Super Bowl champion at 28.
Yeah, 28.
28 years old. So, man, a lot of people that's in your field, man, haven't achieved that yet. So now you did that.
Did that.
I did that.
Now I got your Pro Bowl to do my thing. Check these checks. You know what I'm saying? Get some money, more money in the bank. My family straight. Yeah.
No, absolutely, man. Like I said, man, definitely, you know, best of luck to you, man, in the future, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Like I said, DMV native, man. I'm proud of you, man. Especially as a former athlete, man, to another athlete, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You're inspiring a lot of people, even if you don't know it. You probably inspiring some people today, man. So definitely keep doing that. Like I said, definitely appreciate you guys joining the Crossover Talk Show with your host, Travis Garrison. We had some great guests today. If you're a student athlete and you want to be on the show, you know a student athlete, definitely tune in and go to www.thecrossovertalkshow.com. Always remember to think first. Don't think about how your choice is going to affect right now. Think about how it can affect your future and how it can affect those around you. And if you want to be a guest on the show, like I said again, go to www.thecrossovertalkshow.com. Thanks for joining us today. I always appreciate y'all love and support. Thank you.
Welcome to WBGR Network, where we are doing some amazing things in the internet media broadcast arena. We would love for you to come visit our state-of-the-art studios and be a part of what we are providing to the world. Contact us today. WBGR Network, where you go, we follow. Call us at 301-429-9247.